Recorded, yes.
If you do not consent to being audio recorded for West March Amp Guard purposes, feel free to leave the chat and you can listen to the recording later. If you stay present, that is you actively consenting to being recorded.
I consent.
Understood.
Excellent.
You got my consent.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so I've been kind of thinking about this problem today, and I have by no means come to a solution, but I have sort of come up with some ideas of things that might work that I was hoping to discuss with people.
Absolutely.
Anything we do has to be a corpora change.
Right.
So it requires somebody to write up a new idea and get 2/3 of everyone to agree to it.
Right.
So this isn't something that can just happen to you guys.
Right.
Thoughts I had was to perhaps require that every year we have one qual in the north and one qual in the south. And in between times, perhaps allow people to come together for regional quals and have that count as far as being able to run for office at the kingdom level.
I'd very much like to keep the ability for joint quals that we run down in the south to allow us to run for kingdom office. That was something that happened, and we were all very happy that that was a push that was made. So,
and is in the corpora, from what I understand.
Right.
But that would also, in order to, I guess, satisfy other people, it would have to be termed something other than a kingdom level event.
Exactly. So that's why I was thinking if we allow regional quals, north and south, to count for running for office, but kingdom quals, once a year it's in the south, once a year it's in the north.
Okay.
That might work.
Okay.
To me, it feels like it does work.
But I do feel like that for people who need to re-qual.
So this does not stop you from qualling at your local park or at a joint qual that the South runs. This is just for getting kingdom level awards.
Yes. Basically, so that we only have one kingdom event in a reign, or one kingdom quals in a reign. So, you know, if, say, we do the May or April quals in the south, then I want to run for kingdom office up here, I can go to our regional quals to qual for office, but if I want to go to kingdom quals, I have to go to the south.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let you finish before I bombard you with questions. I'm so sorry.
Well, I was kind of just restating the same thing in a different way for clarity. Stop. So go ahead.
My clarity was so are we saying that one would be able to run for kingdom level office at either event, or only the one?
At either event.
Okay. It
would just be called regional instead of kingdom.
Okay.
Which is currently what's in the corpora and what we have been running off of, essentially.
Well, what's in the corpora currently has 2 kingdom level quals on the same day.
As the person who was in charge of that quals, the only joint quals we have done since that was put in, nothing in anything we did said it was kingdom quals. We just did it was a joint quals, and it was mentioned that we'd be able to call for kingdom offices due to the new rules.
Sure.
So I think that's
and I think so what you're saying you guys ran is online with what I'm saying I want to have in the corpora.
Yes.
And I think where Rourke is up in arms is the fact that he's viewing it as people telling us that was a kingdom level event, and that's why the high level wards are owed. And yeah, so I think if we just change the terminology without changing the functionality, everybody should be happy.
Okay. So this is to throw a whole new log on the fire. But Rourke just posted something about, and this might be just a fire you have to like leave to go deal with, but he just posted
Yeah.
about you saw it? Okay.
Well, I saw him post earlier. I haven't since I started talking to you guys. I haven't been able to keep up on both conversations.
It was about 20 some odd minutes ago about stripping Porkins of his Master Crown for giving us essentially higher level awards.
No. So again, I think it's really important to differentiate between Rangar and the whole South.
Rangor.
Rangar, sorry, thank you.
You're okay. So it wasn't.
And I understand where you guys are feeling like it's the whole South.
Mm-hmm.
But I know, from me personally, that specific award is that specific person. It's not the whole South.
Sure.
And I think the stripping, I would have to go read it for context, but the stripping of all the awards is more about Porkins and our frustrations with a lot of things he did.
Right.
And less about stripping high-level awards from you guys. Because to tell you the truth, if we took all of Porkins' reign and invalidated it, that would mean
we would lose 4
3
masters.
knights, multiple masterhoods. You know, it wouldn't just hit you guys. It would be a lot of mess.
Sure. But it just feels like, oh, well, they haven't actually put in the work. They're actually not good at whatever their new masterhood is. Like, I know that might not be your intention, but that's definitely how it's coming across. Like, we got a Master Dragon, a Master Owl, a Master Garber, and then a more flirby, I think, facade mask, something like that. And it just feels like people are turning around and being like, yeah, actually, because we don't see it, it's not real, and that's trash.
which has historically been the North's stance toward majority of the South.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm not.
My perspective, and in my short time in Edgard, it's felt that way. So I respect that people may have.
Okay,
I respect that other people may have longer. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I gotta go drive my daughter to Scouts, like I said. But I should be there in about 15 minutes, and I can continue the call from there.
Sounds good.
I just don't figure you guys really want to be on my car radio with my daughter listening, and
for sure.
So I'll be back at about 7 o'clock.
Awesome.
I will be ending the recording now.
Yeah, in the recording.